Hi, welcome to Mary's Garden. I'm going to show you how to collect seeds today from squash. Just for an example, this is spaghetti squash. I probably would not collect the seeds from this squash. It's a little small. It was from the same plant as this squash, but I would save these seeds instead. Hopefully the seeds that I save would give me larger squash. Today we're going to collect seeds from delicata squash. Delicata squash are mild tasting squash. You similarly bake them in the oven. You can add cinnamon, you can add sugar, you can eat them plain, and they're quite tasty. So what I end up doing is cutting them in half, and I collect the seeds. So these I previously cut, and the seeds I put in a bowl. I'll show you how I collect this one. And even for one specific squash, you get quite a lot of seeds out of this particular squash. And most squash are the same. I have this special spoon that I purchased in, I forget where, Sur La Table. It is a grapefruit spoon, but it has a serrated edge, and that's why I like it. It takes the seeds out pretty easily. I don't have to struggle. So once I collect the seeds, I bake the squash. I add water to this bowl of seeds, and I lightly cover it, and I let them sit for a few days. And then the membranes and the pieces of squash not on the seeds, they degrade, and it's easier to clean them and separate them. I have a bowl here, which I previously did. It's kind of, I think they sat for 5 to 7 days. So we're going to bring it over to the sink. And I have a colander in the sink with a bowl. I don't really want the stuff to go down the drain. I'll just flush it. So we scrape this out, and we will rinse in the colander the seeds. Clean them off and set them to dry, and then that way you can separate the immature seeds from the mature seeds. I've put them on paper towels before, and it doesn't work for me. The seeds usually get stuck to the paper, and it's very hard to separate them, so I don't usually use that. I found that butcher paper or wrapping paper, brown wrapping paper, works really well. The seeds dry and they don't stick to the paper. The paper doesn't degrade or fall apart. It's kind of sturdy like that. So here I have my butcher paper, and I put it on top of a bag or a box, and I'm going to just pour my rinsed off seeds, and I'll spread them out on the paper, and then I'll let them dry for a couple of weeks before I collect them and store them. If you store them while they're wet, they will get moldy, so you definitely don't want to store them while they're wet. And then you're going to put them in a cool place until the spring, until you want to plant some delicata squash. Let's definitely a messy operation. Probably not one for indoors, but it's December and too cold outside for me, so I end up doing it outside, inside in the winter, and outside in the fall. Enjoy your delicata squash. See you next time.